So, I don't remember when I did the last one of these. It's been a couple of weeks. And last week was really hot out. We had record-breaking heat. I think all of the northwest and west and the whole country was kind of under this heat dome. So it was really hot. So the garden was getting a fair amount of watering and attention. Well, this past weekend, we went away, traveled out of state, and my son was left to monitor the garden and, I guess, tend to the cat if it needed anything. When we came back, there were a lot of changes. A lot of things that happened in the garden that I'm pretty sure weren't there when we left. But I noticed when I looked out the window last night after we got home, I'm like, hey, we've got a bell pepper. And I'm pretty sure it wasn't there when we left. But it's gotten really big. Can a bell pepper grow that fast while, over the course of just a few days? On looking a little closer, we discovered a couple of tomatoes. Now, they might have been there a little bit longer because they're harder to see, and probably pretty hard to see in the photograph here also. The bush bean, not the one in the little plot, but this one has got a couple of beans on it, and that's a little bit surprising. The bushless bush bean, if you will, isn't dealing with the heat very well. The bean's all shriveling up, but it's got some growth near the bottom. We'll see what happens on that. The other bell pepper hasn't started a bell pepper yet, but it's got a great big flower on it. We got to get some pollinators in here. I haven't really seen a lot. I'm pretty encouraged that we've got a tomato, a couple tomatoes, and that one green pepper. That tells me that we have had some visiting pollinators. Just a little while ago, there was a little bird flying around inside that tomato plant right there. And it was chirping away. I'm like, what are you doing under there? But something in there that he liked. The jalapeno is, I trimmed off some of the low branches that were beginning to droop and yellow, and now it's trying to grow new branches or new stems out of where I cut. I don't really know what I'm doing there, but I've heard it's not good for them to touch the soil, in any of them to touch the soil much. They'll pick up stuff, so I trimmed them. Now it's growing more. So our Bachelor Buttons are doing wonderful. It's nice to look out the window where we can see the garden and see the pretty Bachelor Buttons, and I can't really get a picture of how blue these blue ones are. They're very pretty. I don't know whether the camera just can't handle it or the lighting's bad. I don't know what it is, but I can't capture that beautiful blue that they are. And the lettuce is trying. I don't think we're going to be eating a lot of garden lettuce this year, or garden salads this year, if you will. Salads out of our own garden. But they're trying. This is the first time we've tried those. We'll see what happens. So overall, it's pretty exciting. The garden is doing what it's supposed to do. It's kind of slow at starting up. I can say that buying starts is a lot easier and a lot faster than seeds. I may try starting seeds a little bit better next year. Some of them grew really, really fast, and we weren't prepared to put them in pots. We just had them in little peat pucks, little round things that expand, and they started out pretty good, but we didn't have soil. We didn't get all that done in time, and I don't think we weren't prepared for what we had going on. So we may start something different or do it a little bit different next year. But generally, I think the garden's doing really well, except for that bushless bush bean. Everything seems to be wanting to grow and wanting to be healthy. Got a couple of those little seed started bell peppers that don't want to grow. And I'm going to have to do something about that. So, anyhow, thanks for watching.